upgrading the Vraska Regal Gorgon Guilds of Ravnica deck. Hey everyone, it's vmcampos, Magic fan. There's a new Magic set out. That means a new Planeswalker deck, and that means a new upgrade video. So let's upgrade the new Vraska Planeswalker deck. Now this video is for beginning to intermediate players and those on a budget. So we're going to be focused on common and uncommon cards. Any rares or mythics that are in the deck we will keep, but any upgrades are going to be common and uncommon cards. So let's get started. So we're going to keep, of course, the Planeswalker of the deck, Vraska Regal Gorgon. For 7 mana, you get a 5 loyalty Planeswalker, +2, put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature. That creature gains menace until end of turn. -3, destroy target creature. And -10, for each creature card in your graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So this deck is all about the graveyard. Let's see how we can better exploit that. Well, first what I want to do actually is get the mana base correct. There's 4 gates, Golgari Gate. They generate black or green mana. Okay, we're going to keep those. But what we are going to change is we've got 10 forests and then 12 swamps. That's too much mana. So I'm going to remove 2 swamps and replace it with 2 Bartizan Bats. We've already got 2 in the deck. I want a full playset. So this is going to be a 3/1 flyer for 4 mana. So I want more flyers, more death from above in this deck. The deck comes with 2 Iron Shell Beetles. I like these little critters. For 2 mana you get a 1/1, and when it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. You can put it onto itself, you get a 2/2, or you can put it on a creature that already exists to make it stronger. I like that. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to remove the 3 Spinal Centipedes that do something very similar, except this costs more mana, and the +1 doesn't happen until this dies. So I'm going to remove those 2 to instead put 2 more of the beetles. So we've got a full playset of 4 of these beetles. The deck comes with 3 Dead Weights. Very good removal. For 1 black mana, you enchant a creature, and it gets -2/-2. So take out some pesky little creatures, some slightly stronger creatures, make them weaker. Multiple of these on a big creature can really take it down. I want more of these. So I'm going to take out the Bounty of the Might, which is a 6 casting cost that can give creatures instantly +3/+3. It's a fun combat trick, but there's only 1 of them. And that's the problem. When you're trying to make a stronger deck, 1-ofs might not always work. So I'm taking that out to put 1 more Dead Weight. So we have even more removal in the deck. So there were 3 of the Spinal Centipedes. I'm removing them completely to add a Rhizome Lurcher. There were already 2 of them in the deck, so now I'll have 3. For 4 mana, 2 colorless, a black and a green. You summon a creature, fungus, zombie. It's a 2/2. Undergrowth, Rhizome Lurcher, enters the battlefield with a number of +1/+1 counters on it equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. So perhaps as your little creatures die off, these little beetles, they're fueling your graveyard so that eventually when you get this is going to come out as a much stronger creature. To round out the full playset of those Lurchers, I'm going to remove 1 Attendant of Vraska, and we'll have 4 Lurchers. So I'm going to take 1 of those attendants out and leave 2. These are the exclusive cards to this deck. You cannot get them anywhere else. Notice the number here, 271 of 259. Anything above 259 is exclusive and not found in regular boosters. This one's okay. 3 mana, 3/3 creature, zombie soldier. When Attendant of Vraska dies, if you control a Vraska Planeswalker, you gain life equal to the Attendant's power. So you need Vraska out first before this extra ability will kick in. And a 3/3 for 3 mana is not so bad, so I'm only going to keep 2 because I wanted to focus on more Lurchers, which can get bigger. I'm going to leave the 2 Glowspore Shamans as is. 3/1 for 2 mana, but when it enters, put the top 3 cards of your library into the graveyard, and then you may put a land card from your graveyard on the top of your library. So this lets you see what would have been coming on the next 3 draws, and you can put a land back on the field. So it's fueling your graveyard even more, again, for that Lurcher. Well, what will like your graveyard filling up is the Lothleth Giant for 7 mana. You get a 6/5 zombie giant with Undergrowth. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to target opponent for each creature card in your graveyard. Again, as you fill your graveyard, you're going to do damage to your opponent when this is summoned and as an attacker. So there was only 1 of them in the deck, so I'm going to take out a Crawl Raider to have 2 of the giants. So I'm going to keep only 3 of the Raiders because there were 4 of them. This is another exclusive card, number 270 of 259. 3 mana, 2/3 creature with Menace, and it cannot be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. So that'll be cool. A few of these to get by the opponent's defenses because they have Menace. Another exclusive card that I will keep is Vraska Stone Glare. For 6 mana, destroy target creature. Then you can go search for your Planeswalker card, bring it to your hand, and then shuffle. So creature kill, and you go tutor, you go search for your Planeswalker. I'm going to keep the 2 Prey Upons. This is for a single green mana, sorcery. Target creature you control fights target creature you don't control, so they deal damage to each other. You might take out one of their creatures, maybe yours dies too. But watch this. We're going to use this with... We will take out the Wild Ceratok and instead put in a Pitiless Gorgon. This is a 3 mana creature with hybrid mana. 1 and Golgari mana, so that's black and green. You get a 2/2, Death Touch, so any amount of damage that this creature does kills the other creature. So if you combine that with the Prey Upon, this can kill anything, even like a, the 16/16 creature, or however big it is of this deck. Well, that's good. So I'm going to take out the Crawl Foragers and instead put another Pitiless Gorgon. And then the Swarm Guild Mage, same thing, don't need that because instead I want another Death Touch Gorgon. So 3 of them in the deck. Very cool art. Then we've got this Dev Karen Dissident with her hilarious expression. I'm going to take her out because instead I want to add 1 more Dowser of Lights. So again, 1 of cards are in a deck are not that great, so this is just another common card, but it's a 4/5 for 5 mana. Big old bomb of a creature, so 2 of them to make sure I'm able to get it a little more consistently. Lastly, I will leave the Beast Whisperer for 4 mana. This is a rare Elf Druid of 2/3, power toughness. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. So you've got a lot of creatures. If you get this out as soon as possible and you start to summon more creatures, you'll start to draw cards. That's the main build there, but here's a couple of other things that you could do. You could put in some Golgari Lockets. This is an artifact for 3 mana. You then get a mana rock, a mana producing artifact. You get black or green mana. Eventually, when you have enough mana and you don't need the fixing, you could pay 4 Golgari mana, tap, sacrifice this, and draw 2 cards. So later on, if the game is kind of stalling, you can crack these artifacts and draw cards. I would put these in perhaps by removing 1 of the forest and 1 of the swamp, or removing 1 of the, or 2 of the guild gates and putting 2 of the lockets. It's up to you. Let's talk sideboard. This deck might need a little bit more removal, so here we go. We're going to put in a full playset of Mephitic Vapors. This is a sorcery, 3 mana. All creatures get -1/-1 until end of turn. So this could be a really good board sweeper for some of the smaller creatures your opponent may have. Just knock out all of those, 1/1 creatures are totally done. But wait a minute, we've got Surveil. If you don't know Surveil, look at the top 2 cards of your library, then put any number of them into your graveyard and the rest on top of your library in any order. So you'll fix your next draws, you'll fill your graveyard powering Undergrowth, you'll kill a bunch of creatures, maybe even your own, but again, the Golgari do not fear death. I've got also another more unconditional removal, Deadly Visit, 4 of these, destroy target creature, and then Surveil 2. So for 5 mana, destroy any creature. And then you go get, you can go check then the next 2 cards of your draw, put them in the graveyard if you don't like them, rearrange them however you want, filling your graveyard. So 4 of those in the sideboard. You may have to deal with creatures with flying or enchantment. So in the sideboard, I'll have good old Crushing Canopy, 3 mana, instant, destroy a flying creature or an enchantment. And for the sideboard, once you kind of figure out the opponent, here we've got one of the split cards, Status and Statue, Status to Statue, Status or Statue, however the name is, for 1 Golgari mana, so black or green, instant, target creature gets +1/+1 and gains Death Touch until end of turn. So let's say you're going to attack with just a little old 1/1. Maybe you put the counter on something else. So you're attacking with a 1/1. They're going to block it with their 5/5 just to laugh at you. Well, you can then activate the status, give it +1 Death Touch, take anything down. Goodbye, Gigantosaurus. You can also instead do Statue, which is for 4 mana, 2 black and green, instant, destroy target artifact, creature, or enchantment. So I'm going to have a full play set of that. That's uncommon, not too hard to find, but then you got more removal, so more options. Alright, so for the final suggestion for the money is no object category, well, you could go and get the other Vraska Planeswalker. This is for 4 mana, 2, a black and a green. You get a legendary Planeswalker Vraska. This is mythic, so it's going to be a few bucks, but if money is no object, you get a 4 loyalty Planeswalker. +2, you may sacrifice another permanent. If you do, you gain 1 life and draw a card. Now that's you may sacrifice. So you get a life and you get a card if you sack one of your little creatures. If not, you still get +2. Okay, -3. Destroy target non-land permanent with converted casting cost of 3. Well, the one that comes with the deck is unconditional, destroy target creature. And this one has to have a CMC of 3 or less, but it's less to cast her. And then -9, the ultimate, you get an emblem with whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. So suddenly all your creatures, even a lowly little 1/1, has player death touch if you can ultimate her. Nice. And like I said, if money is no object, you may want to put in some more removal over here. How about some Assassin's Trophies? For 1 black and 1 green, rare card, instant, destroy target permanent an opponent controls. Its controller may search their library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield, then shuffle their library. This is the hot card in Guilds of Ravnica. Everyone's falling in love with this one because this is destroy target permanent an opponent controls. What's a permanent? A creature's a permanent. An artifact is a permanent. An enchantment is a permanent. A land is a permanent. And a planeswalker. Where did my planeswalker planeswalk to? My planeswalkers are permanents. So everything gets destroyed by the Assassin's Trophy. Now this is the most valuable card in Guilds of Ravnica as of this video. They're at least $25 each. So if you're a high roller and really want to soup up this deck, well, there you go. So that was the deck, sideboard, and possible other changes. What do you think? How can you make the deck better? Leave a comment below. I'd like to hear that. I'd like to hear how you did on a game in real life or Magic Arena by updating this deck. If you like this video, don't forget to click on the link to see more commentary and how to play the deck, more strategies and such. It's over on patreon.com/vmcampos. Consider donating $1 or $2. It keeps me funded and keeps me making great upgrade videos just for you. This has been VM Campos. See you on Ravnica.